What's up, guys? We've got a special episode today because our boy Matt is getting married. Yes. So, not only that, but he has never had Wagyu, let alone A5 Wagyu. So I said, let's go all the way and go Kobe. Yeah, but let's just not make this Kobe snake. Let's make a whole dish out of it. When a friend is getting married and he's never had Wagyu, you bring out the big guns. This is an A5 Kobe 1.5 pound steak.
Whoa, mama!
Yeah, I got a microwave, and yeah, sometimes I use it, like for these potatoes. I'm gonna prep these potatoes in the microwave just to get them cooked through. But wait, there'll be more. Just wait and see. Looks like they're ready. Let's see. Whoa. Ha, what? Now we want to chill these potatoes in the refrigerator till they're nice and cold and easy to work with. These are delicious Morel mushrooms. Their season lasts so short, almost a couple weeks, and cultivating them is not that easy, so we buy them dry, and they're still expensive. So we're gonna have to reconstitute these to their former glory, but first we need to rinse off all of that earth and dirt and grime. Let them sit in water until they're back to their original texture. Yum. And a nice Morel cream sauce. We're gonna have to use some acid in the form of lemons. But how are we gonna deliver that acid? How about through some asparagus? Let's get started. Instead of spending 30 minutes snapping these tips, I'm gonna go ahead and just set this rubber band and cut it right there, all nice and uniform. Spread them all out. Don't be stingy with olive oil. Salt and pepper, of course. Now make sure every single bit of asparagus gets that nice, oily, salty, peppery love.
Ew, not like that.
Fingers to catch the seeds, a lemon, and start squeezing all over the asparagus. This will cut through the fat nicely. Does butter really make everything better? In this case it does.
Needs more butter.
Let's pop them in the oven at 375 degrees and watch what I do afterwards.
I'm watching.
The yellow parts, not the white parts. This lemon zest is going to help brighten up our potatoes. And here we have our microwaved potatoes. Having them chilled overnight makes it really easy to cut so they don't fall apart. This way we're going to make nice wedges out of these. See these little lines? Perfect for cutting right through. Now we lay them out on a nice baking sheet. Try to make sure they don't touch because you want them to crispen up all the way around. Yup, you guessed it, olive oil. Let's get a nice douse. One thing I gotta tell you about potatoes love salt, so make sure you salt them nicely. And of course, a little pepper wouldn't hurt either, would it? Time for the best kitchen utensils ever, your hands. Mix it all up. Let's go ahead and move this lemon zest out of the way to make room for garlic. And you know what? There's no shame in using handy dandy kitchen utensils like this garlic crusher. I love it. So let's go ahead and crush them cloves and set them aside. Don't you waste any.
What you talking about, man?
My friends, this is a shallot. It's gonna go into our Morel cream reduction. Let's go ahead and pop it open. We're gonna cut this the same way we cut a little baby onion. And now we can add it to our palette of ingredients. Some nice Italian parsley. How much? That much. We're gonna sprinkle this over the potatoes when they're done, so let's slice it real nice and thin. And into our prep tray. I let these soak overnight, so these honeys are definitely ready. Let's open up and see our reward. But check this out. Yeah, back to its original shape. Let's dry them off first on a paper towel because we don't want all that water hitting the sizzling oiled pan. Hot! Let's set the oven to 400 degrees. So remember, these potatoes are cooked all the way through. So now we're just gonna get a nice crisp all around, right? But if we put the garlic in and the lemon zest now, it'll just burn. So let's get a crisp first, and then we'll finish it off with those. Okay, now starting the Morel cream sauce. Let's add some lubrication, and of course we're gonna want butter. Butter loves mushrooms and mushrooms love butter. Let's go ahead and melt it down first and listen to the sizzle. Let's get our prep plate and start with the shallots right into the butter oil mixture. Once they're softening, add a little white cooking wine. I held on to that liquid the morels were reconstituting in just to give it a little more earthiness. Let's let these liquids reduce for a little bit over the heat till it evaporates. This is my favorite chicken bouillon in a jar. Awesome for this recipe. I highly recommend it. So now that we've been reducing and stirring, it's time to bring in the morels. Now get it all incorporated and intermingled with the sauce. Don't let it be strangers. Let them become one beautiful thing. Now for some fun, let's add a little heavy cream. I don't know, that much. Let's stir it all around and it'll help combine everything and make it nice, smooth, and silky. A little more reduction just so the flavors can all be combined. Nice hot stainless steel pan. Nice chunk of Wagyu. Have you ever seen the beginning of something so beautiful? I want to plate this and see what we can come up with. Let's start with our double cooked potatoes. Should be nice and crispy on the outside. So let's form a bed of that. Sprinkle that fresh parsley we chopped up. Nice. Our roasted asparagus comes next, crosswise against the potatoes. A little decoration. I'm plating for 3, so this nice big chunk is going to be plenty. So here's what I decided to do. I'm going to lay it right there on top, lay a smidge of the creamy morel reduction, and then I'll add a couple drops around the plate just to add aesthetics. It looks pretty.
And you watched us, and you stood with us. So let's try to enjoy this and see what it tastes like. And by the way, Brandon has come.
Eating your amazing steak.
He's just putting out the good looking vibes.
He is so handsome.
Yes. We need him here just for you ladies.
It's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy, but it works. So that's why I had him here. And I had him here because it's a celebration. All right, guys, before it gets too cold. Now, mind you, I didn't like the mushrooms, but we gave him the mushroom reduction. But him and I love the morels. So, I've never had it this way. All I've had it was the steak. So I'm gonna shut the
Front door.
I'm gonna shut the front door.
Yeah.
And let's just go ahead and dive in and see what we think. I think the first thing we should try is take a bite of the steak. Because I cannot wait to hear your take on it.
Maybe we should let you do the honors.
I mean, this is Dennis' show. I'm here. I'm just a pawn here.
But while he's cutting, I might as well cut, right?
Absolutely.
Just be ready.
Wow, that steak. That is unbelievable.
Is it taste
It melts
like?
in your mouth.
Does it taste like steak?
It tastes like steak, like butter steak.
Everything you've ever wanted and more.
Yeah. We call that butter steak, I think. Oh my gosh.
No, he didn't want his. Excuse me. He did not want his rare or too medium rare. So we tried to cook it more towards like the medium rare, medium side. But with a steak like this, it's so forgiving. You can, I've made this stuff well done, and it still beats any other steak.
It's unbelievable. It's literally butter steak. They shouldn't call it like they should call it butter steak.
Yeah.
It just melts. It's like, oh my gosh.
It's like there was this butter that was churned by the Amish, and then there was this cow, and then just by some force, by some divine intervention, they looked at each other, eye to maybe 2 little holes in the butter, and they said, and then like hearts and daffodils were like floating in the air, and they said, let's just, guys, I'm gonna start with Brandon. Brandon, what are your takeaway thoughts for everybody here around the world?
Well, like I was telling him last night, my son and I were talking and asking about our favorite restaurants. He said his second favorite restaurant was a local Mexican place, but his first was Mr. Dennis's restaurant, which is at his home. And I agreed, and we both talked about you opening up your own restaurant because of how good everything has been that we've had here. The only thing that's disappointed is every other restaurant steak I've had from this point on.
I gotta say that as a A5, Kobe, any Wagyu, this is the first time. Unreal. I'm ruined. Thank you. But
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Just the steak, the tenderness, the flavors between the potatoes and the asparagus all together. Just, I'm ruined. I mean, what do I do now? Just beg to come here, I guess.
You just give me a high five.
All right.
That's all I need.
Appreciate it. Delicious. Thank you
It was
so
a pleasure
much.
having you. And congratulations, my friend.
Oh, and yeah, getting married, excited.
Ladies, stay away.
He's right there.
Come
there.
here,
Yeah.
stay away.